I've had a few weeks with the Boss Katana Mark 250. Have I learned anything? We're going to find out together today right here on Geargasms. Hi everybody, welcome to Geargasms. I'm your host Alan Barnes. Today we're going to go back to the Boss Katana. It's the 50 watt, the Mark II. It's the new kid on the block in the house here as far as smart amps go. A couple weeks ago I did just a first look. I didn't open the manual, but it's a very powerful amp now that I've perused the manual. We're also going to jump into the Tone Studio and go through some of the things you can do with that. But if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like or subscribe. It's amateur hour. I gotta admit, it's cable access television made for YouTube, but it's getting better. Celebrate mediocrity. So without wasting a further second of your time, we are going to jump right face first into the Katana. I got to keep my old glasses on for this setup because I'm going to be tricky here. I'm doing this upside down for you guys. Just a quick note about the 25 to 50 watt and the 2.5 watt. I wasn't able to get it to translate in a video, but take my word for it. It does do what a tube switching setup like that will do. In other words, it does give you more clean headroom. Believe it or not, it works really well. I was super impressed with that. It's wizardry. Let me give you the clean D. This is clean variation 1. Let's take the reverb off. Let's get it. Clean D, folks. That's variation 1, net pickup, nothing on it. And one thing I learned from the last time is these buttons, the lights right here, I thought they were just lights. They're actually buttons. Oh my Lord, do I feel so stupid? Back to the main one. Let me go ahead and give you variation 2 again really quickly because I just noticed that I had it mid-scooped. So anyway, dems, let's add just a little bit of reverb. Go to variation 2, back to 1. Very nice. Now one thing you can do with reverb, and I'll get into this more with the Tone Studio segment, but each sort of flavor of effects comes with 3 possibilities. These buttons give you 3 variances: green, orange, and red. Now, for reverb, the 3 might be plate, hall, and spring. So we're in clean, we're all flat. We've added a little verb. Time for some modulation. Do you hear it? Now within each of these tones, I'll just try and give you just some overview of each flavor, because if we went like super in-depth, you could do hours and hours of content on this. But you're clean, you have your different mods. Let's see what a variation is. Press the button, now we're in red. Oh gosh. That's pretty. That there's a phaser. Let's see what we got on this one. A little bit of flange. Oh, so nice. Goodness. All right, so we'll move along. Them's mods. And if you ever want to turn them off, see what I did there? You just take the knob, turn it all the way off. All right, so we're clean. Let's say we want a little bit of boost. Let's turn the outside of this here knob to bring in the boost. We're bringing in the green flavor. Now as you turn the knob, you increase the amount. It's getting crunchy. Oh, look at my hands. I could be a hand model. For old people products. Hey everybody, try our new skincare. Do you have these old man hands that you can actually see through at this point in your life? Nobody wants to see that. That's gross as hell. Let's see what the next flavor of boost is. Now remember, we're still on the clean. We just added a boost. What's the next flavor? That's cool. And we've never even left the clean. You can have fun for days. You like a little delay? Why not? Oh, this effects. Let's add some more weird effects too. I can't remember what I was on the list. What kind of a YouTube reviewer am I? Pretty piss poor one. Sorry. What's the next effect? Oh, so that's where the octave fun is. It's there. I'm sorry, peoples. 25 watt. Let's hear the 50. They should call the 0.5 setting on this. Either call it I'm scared of my wife or I'm scared of my landlord. Or I'm scared of my mom. Oh. Let's move into more fun high gain stuff in crunch. We're in crunch. Let's have the D. Let's hear variants 2. Back to 1. 2. I don't hear as much difference there. Interesting. So let's go gain midway up. Maybe we don't hear as much difference, so we bring some more gain into it. Variance 2. Variance 1. A little more apparent there, I guess. Variance 2. Okay, I'm hearing it now. More subtle. So let's give it a little bit of reverb. Just as I thought. Yeah, the personality definitely shows more with more gain there. That was loads of fun. Let's have some geek out delay fun. Now I just have to know, what happens if we throw some boost on it? This is a bad boy. I think there's part of our answer. Oh my goodness, pinch harmonics on the neck pickup. Good gravy day. What's the green? Variation 2. Definitely a lot more trouble there with the second variation. A lot more crunch in the high end. Let's go to lead. How are we doing on time? Watch flex. We're doing great. That's lead 1. Lead 2. Let's get the gain at about 10 o'clock and see what the difference is. Lead 1. Give me some lead 2. I can kind of feel that. Can you feel that? Yeah, why not? Oh my goodness, that was boost. Last but not least, Mama always told me not to look into the eyes of the sun, but Mama, that's where the fun is. And we're going brown. We're going down to Brown Town, people. I probably won't be able to talk over this, so I apologize. That's going to get hissy, just like it was in the 80s. It's variation 1. That was with the gain all the way up. Here we can take a lot of the hiss out. Let's just go halfway. Let's be reasonable. Halfway. Oh. The standby switch. Isn't that a dream? So yeah, this thing will, sorry Ola, I'm going to have to say it, it chugs. It does chug. I'm going to go back, and we'll stay on 25 watt. Now I'm going to just play around with just some different settings, and so you can hear just a variation of high gain fun stuff that it can do. It's all going to be stupid. It's not going to be what you want to do with it. You're going to be entirely incredibly frustrated. You'll put it in the comments.
You suck!
Oh my, that is the most unpleasant and unmusical feedback I've ever heard in my life. It's probably because I'm behind it. But you sort of get the gist. You can combine stupid up here with stupid right here and genius down on the floor and have stupid / genius fun for days.
That's a wrap!
Now, I hooked up the Katana for the very first time. You can't see it. It's a standard USB cable, square at one end or rectangle at the other. Let's do the old Tone Studio and open it up. See what we get. Right away, that is a very slow program boot, even to get the splash screen, and I'm on a very fast computer. We want to connect it to the all right, so Katana, let's connect. You are using an older version of Katana Mark II. Update to the latest version, download page. So you say, okay, and it says it's not hooked to the computer. It is. All right, so this is garbage already. You are using an older version. It's brand new, I just bought it. How is it an older version? And I'm like, okay, maybe it's firmware. Oh, there it is, Gah. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Maybe this will help me. This is a good exercise. This is exactly, and I'm not picking on Boss, they're not the only ones that do this, but this is exactly why people don't want to deal with this bullshit of smart amps. It's like, damn, do we really need something else that's going to be this much of a pain in the ass? All right, so what do I do now? Have I bricked it? We'll come back after I have this fixed. When we last left off, I was struggling with this, but you know, it always helps when you read. And you know, when I got the camera rolling, I don't like to read on your time. So I think I have upgraded the firmware to the Katana. Now we are gonna go back. So once we get in here, this is the much ballyhooed Tone Studio. Now, obviously I haven't spent any time with this, but I just wanted to show you. It gives you 4 sounds. It gives you the brown, a clean, a crunch, and a lead. That's kind of probably a good set of 4 for most people to work with. But let's just say you don't really like the echo crunch. Crunch is good, maybe not so much the echo. So let's turn it off. And let's see what happens. All right, so no, I didn't turn it off. See, that's the different modes. Oh, I like that. Now let me direct your attention to the middle of the screen. See how it's going? The digital, then the modulation delay. Now, let's just say we like the delay. We want to keep it. We want to pick another one. Oh, looky. So I'm starting to understand how this works now and why people like it. Now, you have 3 different modes that are pretty easy to get to, so I guess you could switch it. Maybe just for the sound, I'm thinking just for the sound, you could say, hey man, I like the echo, but I want my green to be straight up analog, yo. And I don't want any modulation, so we're gonna go to tape echo here. So these are the 3 echoes that I want for my clean sound, and that's what I'll keep. Now, I think intuitively I can do a lot more than that. Obviously, I can set the EQ up. Let's flatten this EQ. I'll have to get more into that, but this is a very interesting section of the screen right there. So anyway, let's just do what we did. Let's write it. Oh yeah. I'm overriding channel B, channel 1 to echo crunch. And I have just done that. So obviously what you can do in here is, like I say, any of the different things, if you want to change, you can't put something that's not there. You get the 5, but within these 3 blocks, you can arrange the 5 any way you want. I know they have a Tone Central. Let's click that. It's an online library of tones. So let you hear it, and then after you hear it, all right, so let's just say you got some serious wood for that sound and you want it. What happens now if I click this? To a website. And so that's cool. But how do I get that tone if I want it? So it has a patch librarian. If you are a keyboard player, you know this kind of stuff. Oh my Lord, yeah, you can tell. And sometimes when we guitar players get into this, we're just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. So I think just in a basic sense, because I'm sure Tone Studio has its own videos. You could probably do in-depth tutorials on Tone Studio. But I sort of get the gist that you can monkey around with your sounds. You can save them to the unit. There is some sort of Tone Central. I guess you can download tones. So yeah, that is the Tone Studio aspect of the Mark II. Are you thrilled? Well, what did we learn today? We learned that there's a whole lot of power under the hood just in the box on the Katana. If you don't like the two variations of the 6 or 7 flavors that they give you on the twisty knob, do not despair, because there's a whole bunch of other effects like boosts and things you can add to it to really dial it in. And then, if you don't like that, you can go into Tone Studio and you can tweak to your heart's content and save your favorite settings straight to the box. I also learned that I like this amp a lot more now that I've spent some time with it than I did out of the box. Initially out of the box, I was like, I'm not really bonding with this. It's kind of sterile, it's kind of clinical, and sometimes that's a really good thing and that's what you're going for, but I just wasn't gelling with it in the clean and the mid-breakup area. But yeah, once you really start bringing in the different boosts in there, in that zone, it can do an enormous amount of things, and they really, really do sound warm and organic. As always, I do thank you for the time that you spend with me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Tell some of your ratty-ass ghetto friends about Geargasms. We'd love to have them here. You can buy a t-shirt if you'd like to support the channel the way I did with PRS Guitars. That's how we all in the music community support one another. If you ain't got it or you're embarrassed about the name, I ain't mad at you. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Angus Young about it. He's just going to show up to the party and give your daughter an Australian lap dance when you thought you made it abundantly clear that you purchased that for your wife. Aww. But play more guitar, watch less YouTube, and keep coming back here week after week for more Geargasms.